All right, long time no see. Welcome back to another market review video. Starting off with New Zealand dollar versus the US dollar. Okay, so immediately I would divert the attention to the structure. The trend of the market is very obvious at this point in time that it is going to the upside. So the H4 structure, we have a range, we have breakout attempt, and full reset and a breakout. Okay, so in this case, any pullback into the range high or even below this low is a buy, expecting the low of the range to hold or the mid range to hold. Okay, so what one would want to do in this case is just buy into the range high, which is probably this, or you could go there. Okay, and expect this low to hold or the body of this candle to hold, and maybe go for a new high. Now personally I combine it with the fib layout. Okay, so this is my fib layout, and in this case you'll see that the target is almost hit. Okay, I mean you could take it to the 1.5x extension, that's fine, but for me the 1.2, a breach of 1.2 is the target hit. Yes, you can keep that trade, absolutely not a problem, but I doubt it's going to get filled. Okay, so how do we use that structure confluence with the Fibonacci? So we have the high of the week, low of the week, mid range. Week open, I have not marked the weekly open because the monthly and the weekly open this week is the same. So the week opens, right? You have a local high, local low. Then we have a breakout, a proper high, high, low, high. So trend of the market is indeed bullish. So I didn't wait for that. Once that happened, once we had a clean break and hold above the last week's high, I went ahead and placed my bid near the weekly open and expected the low of the week to hold, give it a bit of a buffer there. Okay. Now I don't mind keeping the same bids open, but it's too far gone, right? If it now starts to grind down from here, which is a bit unlikely but can happen, then in that case I would cancel the orders. Okay, in that case it's not worth it. If flash down and a buy back up, yes, that's fine. Okay, so that's it. So that's it for our NZDUSD. Moving on to odd, we do have a trade setup on odd. So again, you can see exact same thing happening. In case of odd, the trigger came a little late. So we have a break above the last week's high. Then the market falls back down, and then we have a clean break and hold. Okay. So to me, any pullback into the weekly open is a buy. Expect the low of the week to hold. Give it a bit of a buffer, right? 2 pips approximately. And target the 1.2x extension. You can also target the last month's high. Okay, the blue is the last month's high. And yeah, that's it for the trade, right? The trend of the market looks like it wants to go up, right? All the currencies, when you keep zooming out in currencies and you keep saying to yourself, oh my god, this is a range, this is a range. That is why I don't zoom out too much on the currencies. H4 is the maximum I try to go, and on the H4 looks like to me that these highs might get taken. Okay, forget about that, right? Forget about everything for a second. If you look at the hourly, we have a clean uptrend. Okay, we have open of the week, market drops a bit, then we have a high low, attempt of a high, but clean break and hold above the last week's high. So 1.2x is a prime target for the market this week. I know it's only about like 2-3 pips from here, but I think that can work out if the market does this, right? But if it keeps on grinding down and goes down towards my entry, I would be a little bit worried. I might not completely take off the bid, but a little bit worried. Okay. Apart from that, I have nothing on this trade. If you can look at the Ichimoku, as I always do. So we have a clean break above the SSP. This has to be the weekly SSP, yes. Yes, so we have a Kumu breakout on the weekly happening. Again, a range low bounce. Moving towards resistance, which is 6-2. If you look at the daily, right, nice clean up trend, Kumu pointing to the upside. That's what we need to go for a long. Yep, not a problem. I don't think AUDUSD would be that straightforward. Yes, that's a choppy market to say the least, right? It's a choppy market, but we do have a daily trend again, right? Look at that: high, high, low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low. Can it make another high, high? Yes, it can, in my opinion. We have a key June test, and then we have a bounce from the key June. So any pullback into the prior sort of SR level is a buy to target to the upside. Not that high probability as compared to NZT, but good enough. Has the triggers, has the trend. I'll go for it. In terms of context, tough one, right? I cannot give this trade that much context. Not really. I mean, you could say that we are actually going to the upside, right? In that resistance up there, but then that's going to happen on daily basis, not on intra-week basis, which means it will take weeks to happen and not happen within a week. So yeah, I think I've wasted too much time on this trade. It is quite a simple trade, just based on the triggers and the trend. Should work out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay. Not trading anything else this week. No EG, no CAD, no Euro, nothing. The next thing that I want to move to is crypto. Bitcoin to be specific, because I do not understand what's going on with Ethereum. So if you look at Bitcoin, right, this is one long that I think everybody took. Range low, range high. Okay, fairly simple. Now the market's coming to the range high. Either you can be a seller up there, expecting your stops about there to hold, take the market back to the range low. Okay, or you could say that, you know what, there's still some fuel in the tank, and we would go and make a deviation and then come off. So expecting a higher high. In any case, what you would be expecting is that high to be taken, which is quite likely. Why? Look at that. So that's an inside week. So we know that with inside week, in the next week, it is an extremely high probability that the market either hits the high or the low of the previous week. We are betting on the high being hit, and we are also betting on that high being taken, preferably that one as well. Okay, why? Well, have a look. Hide that for a second. So we have the weekly open, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, high. Clean up trade off of the weekly open. Any flush down towards the provisional low of the month, right, is a long for me to target the last week's high, and even beyond that, right? Yes, the market can take out the weekly low and then move towards the high. That's fine as well. We are prepared for both, because we are actually combining the H4 structure with the Fibonacci. So we are expecting the market to hold this low, right, or these lows, and target that high, because we have a concept called as lows holding. So what do I mean by lows holding? Well, this one. So you can see in this case, right, every time a low is formed, the next low that forms tries to hold on to the previous one. In this case, it did, right? In this case, they did not. But then we have now a high high. So what I do expect from the market is to hold on to this low, right? Hold on to this low, but take out this one, and then go up. Or maybe take them both out, but hold on to the primary low and take the high out, right? So again, nothing substantial, nothing data driven. It's my observation, right? Whenever the market is in this kind of a pattern, it tends to hold on to the lows, and it does tend to sort of take out the highs. In this case, we do have the highs holding as well, so a bit of a 50-50. So to offset that, we just wait for a weekly trigger, and weekly trigger is basically higher high, higher low, higher high, high low, high high. That is it. Apart from that, I do not understand what is going on in Ethereum. Yeah, I absolutely do not understand what's going on in Ethereum. I do not get the structure, and basically I just do not get the structure and what to bet on if going for a trade. So we'll keep it as it is. So these are the only two trades that I'm looking to go for this week, right? So a currency long and a BTC long. Apart from that, gold and silver, well, oil, I don't really care about oil. Such a deceptive asset class, for me at least. Gold and silver, something have been, are some of the assets that have been very kind to me. So we have a high low, high. But then that's off of the lower low right there. So I was wondering, should I hold on to the trend and basically short this sort of move down, expect this high to hold and target the 1.2x extension because you already have a trigger. Or I should wait for the market to come back down below the last week's low and then sell it to the 1.2x extension. I was wondering which one should I do, because I am biased short due to the H1 trend or the M30 trend. Secondly, we have a clean break and hold below last week's low. This is only a sort of, I would say, liquidation or rather forced uptrend. That must have trapped quite a lot of liquidity, and then it should be heading to the 1.2x extension, preferably to the mid range of the previous month. So it looks something like, yeah. Again, the structure of the markets this week, one of the reasons why I was so off is because I just do not understand the structure, right? The current structure, I do not understand what is going on in this market. Some say it's a double top, some say it's just a temporary bottom, lows have been said it's going to go up, blah blah blah. 100 different people, 100 different opinions. If you look at, we were looking at silver, right? So if you look at gold, a lot more understandable in my opinion, but the triggers are all over the place. So the structure of gold is a lot more understandable, but the triggers are all over the place. Okay. Structure, as you can see, we have this grinding move to the upside, sells off indicating a continuation because it makes a lower low. Then you have a big test of that high up there and a lower low. So technically, lower high, lower low, right? But this rally to the upside is what confuses me. Because if that was a continuation signal to move down, and that was a liquidity grab, okay, understood. Why has the market gone back up into that high again? I don't understand at all. So that's one of the reasons why I might just stay away with gold. So what I would do is, right, or what I can do is, I can basically place a long order somewhere above the weekly open and expect the low of the week to hold and target that high. That's one trade. To offset that, we can go short on silver because silver is very clear in terms of the local trend. Expect that high to hold and expect that low to be taken. So once silver starts moving down steadily, right, and stops and starts bouncing there, we could go long on gold, hedge silver trade, and if silver goes to target, boom, gold probably hits our stop. That's fine. If silver reverses, the gains that we lose on silver would be offset on gold. Okay. So that's the plan. Let's see if we can put it into action properly. Right. So GMA is quite supportive. Have a look at the market session. Not really. So we do not have a Tokyo high sweep. I would want a Tokyo high sweep for a trigger. Right. On silver, Tokyo high sweeps are quite effective, although lately they've not been occurring at all. Forget about often. They've not been occurring at all lately. So that's how it is. So in my opinion, that's it for the review, right? I'm not interested in indices, because elections and a lot of stuff, right? Don't want to talk about that stuff because I want to keep these things purely technical. But yeah, uncertainty around the market never likes uncertainty outside of the market. All right, it loves uncertainty inside the market but not outside the market. I know that sounds bullshit, but it is what it is. Let's have a look. Okay. Nothing, right? Again, nothing. So, yes. Okay, no, not nothing. So, a bearish TK crossover. The market's resting above the Kumo. We have a triple swing there on the daily. Market bounces. Could reverse, could not reverse. Anything can happen. I will reanalyze things, especially Kumo in depth, and then I'll see if I want to trade these assets or not. Thank you for watching if you've made it this far. Bye bye.